Hey everybody, I am Haley Gray and I am the group owner in the Women's Entrepreneur Network. I hope that you are having an amazing week and an amazing day so far today. We've gotten through, it's Tuesday, and how wonderful is that? So if you're on the live, give me a hashtag live. If you're on the replay, give me a hashtag replay and let me know that you are out there. And tonight's topic is going to be on killing your social media reach and some of the hacks that people talk about with social media growth. And one of the things that I see people post about pretty often is they're like, yeah, they're looking for the quick and the fast and the dirty ways to grow their social media. And one of the things I'm here to tell you is that there's no quick, fast, dirty way to grow your social media. The hacks generally are going to get you into trouble. Things like purchasing leads, purchasing followers, doing like for like campaigns don't tend to work real well. The other thing that you run into a lot of times is that, some social media companies out there, to remain nameless, will use a bot to help grow your social media and engage with things and drive up your views and do all that stuff. Unfortunately, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn have all gotten really, really hip to this, and it will absolutely destroy your social media account. And sometimes you end up having to start your account over again from scratch, even though you may have 5 or 10,000 likes on your page or more. Just when you think you've gotten some traction on your social media, suddenly you find that your engagement goes to 0 and you end up in basically in follower hell. The other way that this happens a lot of times for people is in doing untargeted like campaigns. One of the things I have seen some of my compatriots do is they will go on and they will do a Facebook like campaign. So a like campaign is when you're trying to get more likes and more engagement on your page. And they will create a campaign that has absolutely nothing to do with your page. And it encourages people to like your page. And, give me a like if you like, Smurfs, or if you like marshmallows, give me a like. And you've got people in India and Cambodia or wherever that are hitting like because they have, it was a cute picture and they liked the picture. It had nothing to do with your page. Well, unfortunately, what ends up happening in those types of like campaigns is that you end up with a bazillion people who love your page, right? They liked your page, but they don't have any interest in the actual topic that you are talking about. And they're not even your target audience. So they're not going to tend to engage with you. And when platforms see that you have a ton of followers, but they're not engaging with you, so bots are one of the things that do this, or bot followers are another, what this does is it drives your engagement through the floor like a roller coaster, and not in a good way. It's like the worst kind of a train wreck. And what you end up having to do to save your social media accounts is to go through and clean out the bot followers. You have to end up going through and getting rid of some of the likes. You have to get rid of the bots. You have to get rid of the things that are driving your traffic to 0. And it can be really, really difficult to divest yourself of these things. And, you can't eat likes. It's not necessarily going to drive sales. It's not necessarily going to, impress somebody. Just having, 50,000 followers doesn't mean you're going to be able to pay your bills. And a lot of companies have this huge focus. A lot of digital marketing agencies, have somehow convinced people that they really need to be focused on the number of likes on their pages, when really you care about how much people are actually engaging with your posts, Are they engaging with the content? Are they engaging with your ads? Are they actually doing what you want them to do, which is take that next step with you, and you get to first base with them, in the proverbial dating scene with a client. So, you need to make sure that you're targeting the right people with your content, and that you're targeting people to get them to do what you want them to do next. Now, the other thing that's going to kill your social media is posting 100% blatantly promotional stuff all the time. Unless you're a grocery store and you're putting out killer deals and killer steals on whatever products you're selling, the problem is that you are going to be in a situation where, people just come onto social media to hang out. People love to buy, but they hate to be sold to. Let me repeat that for a second. People love to buy, but they hate to be sold to. And hello, Charmaine, good to see you. And hello, Elizabeth and Meg, good to see you guys. So if you are blatantly trying to sell to people and doing a hard sell all of the time, that tends to drive people away. So there's all of these things that go into engagement on your social media. And some of these things will actually really, really kill your social media, and they'll make it very difficult for you to ever regain and ever dig out of the hole. And, it's really frustrating for people because they're putting all this time, effort, and energy into their social media accounts. And then what happens? People just disengage with the hard promo, and it doesn't work. You've put all this time, effort, and energy and money in it, and people have promised you the sun, the moon, and the stars in the skies when you're not taking the time to build a relationship with people. Yeah, so this is a really good point, Elizabeth, and I agree. It is absolutely against the Facebook terms of service to promote constantly on a Facebook page. And in fact, you're not supposed to do sales on a personal page. They will and can shut your page down. And in fact, if you name your personal page the name of your business, that will also get you shut down. Focus on selling on your business pages according to the 80-20 rule. So 80% content, 20% sales. And, we're talking about social media suicide. And, this is one of those things that we are constantly having to address for our clients. One of the things that we do at Fiercely Marketing, we do a ton of social media for clients. Thank you, Charmaine. It is, important to share valuable content and to get into and get people valuable content quickly, because I see this pain point all the time. I saw somebody post in Women's Entrepreneur Network today who was saying, okay, somebody attached a bunch of bots to my page and now I have 0 engagement. And I wish I could say that that was something that was unique, or that I had never heard it before. And unfortunately, we hear this all the time. People think that there's these easy, fast, quick, dirty hacks, and, I'm going to game the system somehow. And it's really difficult to game the system. One of my employees on my team is actually a developer. He's in India. He has a computer science degree, and he tends to do a lot of our websites, but he studies social media networks. It's one of the things that he studies. He's actually looking at coming here to the US. He studied with different professors at different universities around the world on the value and the strength of social media networks and how they act with one another. It's really cool and really fascinating research. And, it's really interesting to hear him talk, because people's behavior is entirely predictable, and we can guess what people are going to do over time on social media. Now, we can't 100% predict that people are going to react to this picture or that picture or the other picture, but we do understand general trends with human behavior, and it tends to follow. And when you violate those general trends. And believe it or not, every single social media platform has a ton of AI in place. So when you start doing things that, you know, Facebook smells a rat or Instagram smells a rat, oh, look, you bought a bunch of followers. They're going to know that you know, have all these fake followers on your account, and, you know, that you're not getting the kind of engagement you need to get. And you can actually look at somebody's account and tell that they've got a bunch of bought weird like campaign followers, you know, in some random third world country, or that, you know, they have used a bot to try to grow their website. And you can look at it and tell if you're experienced in the art. So imagine what Facebook's algorithms are doing, because they have entire, you know, AI algorithms that are built around, you know, webs or around these things. Yeah, so exactly. So here's another thing. Bot addresses can kill email lists too. Please don't buy email lists. Absolutely, 100,000%. Elizabeth is completely right. Using bot addresses can absolutely kill your email list. Most email systems, whether it's Ontraport, ActiveCampaign, Constant Contact, MailChimp, you name it, insert the company here. If they suspect that your bounce rate is too high, they're going to shut you off without warning. If they think that you're importing too many email addresses at once, they're going to request to verify it. And in fact, I had a client last year that we were moving over to an email system and implementing a CRM for them. And we took 20 years worth of contacts and clients out of their database. And thank you, Lisa, for the compliment. And we had to prove that we actually owned that information and that it was legitimate. You know, it can get you shut down. It can get your business shut down and blacklisted in a heartbeat, and it is not worth it. You know, it'll destroy your email list. It'll destroy, you know, your YouTube channel if you have bots doing too much of your viewing on your YouTube channel. If you have bots on any of your social media platforms, yeah, and this is true. The words bot and bot are sounding identical and interchangeable here, and they are kind of the same, actually, because you're paying for the robots to come and do stuff for you. Anytime you're buying followers, anytime you're buying lists, anytime you exchange money for these things, you are going to end up in a world of hurt. Another example that I have for you guys, had a client last year who was on Google My Business. They hired a reputable local digital marketing agency, not us. And there were several interesting things that we discovered when we took over that account. But what was fascinating is exactly this thing here, Lisa, because what happened was that they went out and bought, B-O-U-G-H-T, some services of one of these reputation management kind of funky fly-by-night services. And what they got was 167 reviews on their Google My Business account in just about a week. Now, most businesses are not going to get 167 Google reviews in a week, nor are they all going to come from a country other than the country in which the business is located. So Google allowed this to persist for a while, and I'm guessing on one of their routine checks, they discovered all of these reviews, and the business owner was completely oblivious to this. They thought that they had legitimate business Google reviews on their Google My Business. And Google came in and shut down their Google My Business account. That cost the business tens of thousands of dollars because we had to then appeal to Google. We had to get them a new account. And then we had to focus on building out an entire email campaign around this and getting them new reviews, new legitimate reviews from people who were active, actual customers. Yeah, nope, nothing shady there, right? If I told you some of the stuff we see here, your hair would singe. It is absolutely appalling. And, you know, we try to do the right thing by our clients. And it's one of those things where, you know, testing a website and making sure that it actually functions. I don't know, crazy thought. Same client is located in the US. The WooCommerce on his site was set to Australian dollars and there was no payment portal set up. I've seen other people who have had their payment portals on their WooCommerce set to the developer's PayPal account. So when sales were being made on the website for the first several sales, it went into that other developer's PayPal account. Yeah, exactly. For Google My Business reviews, it is absolutely easy to get a link from Google that will direct actual customers to leave a Google review. And you can actually set up a campaign after somebody buys from you to ask them, you know, if they're satisfied, if they're happy to leave you a review on Google. It is one of the most amazing things out there. And the cool thing with search engine optimization, let me give you a quick piece of advice for you for Google My Business and for search engine optimization, AKA SEO. If you're going to go get reviews, get them on Facebook and Google. You need them on at least 2 platforms. So if you get at least 2 platforms where you have reviews, that will actually improve your search engine optimization. It will improve how many people are finding it because Google finds you to be more credible because you have more information available out there on multiple sites on the internet. And that's part of how Google judges your validity. And I mean, that's one of the things that Google looks at with people is they look at your bounce rates. You know, they look at all of the stuff. Every single one of these systems out there, whether it's Google, Google My Business, whether it is, you know, anything about search engine optimization, whether it is any social media platforms, they are literally building the platform to try to detect fraud. Anytime you try to fraud the system, you're going to get caught. So, you know, don't do it. I mean, it is just basically my recommendation. You know, it's really not worth it. And I am going to put a link here for you, Meg. Let's talk about Google My Business. So this is for you, Meg. So you say you're still trying to figure out Google My Business. Let's just book a call so that you can learn a bit more about Google My Business. And a lot of times what I can do with people is actually get you some information that may end up saving you a lot of heartache, you know, until you're ready to become a customer of us, and it'll give you a chance to get to know me a bit better. And I don't ever do hard sells. So, you know, schedule the free call and grab that. And Meg, let's talk about Google My Business. One of the cool things about Google My Business is that you can actually hide your home address. You don't have to show your home address, but it is part of the setup for your Google My Business. And you do need to put in at least, I believe, 12 pictures and get a number of reviews on your Google My Business for you to start improving your search engine optimization and getting found by Google. Because they want to make sure that you're real, that you're an actual business, that you're doing the things that you say you're going to do. So this is part of it, is making sure that you are getting, you know, lots of pictures up and you are representing your business fairly. So anyway, the whole point is if you're trying to defraud the system, if you're trying to play an end game around the system, if you're trying to, you know, do shady shit with your marketing, or if you hire somebody to do shady shit with your marketing, you're going to get caught and it may end up costing you dearly. It can get your website blacklisted on Google. It can get your social media accounts shut down. Facebook just put out a thing yesterday that says that if they feel that you are somehow violating political stuff, or if you are discriminating against people or whatever, they'll just shut down your account with no notice. If you have shady shit coming out of your email account, or if you have shady stuff with your emails, it's going to cost you. And this is one of those things where I wish I could say that there's all these wonderful hacks out there. The best hack out there is solid research. It's knowing what you're doing, and it's using really, really good strategy, not the shortcuts, you know. And Lisa said shortcuts will always cost you extra miles. It does. Extra miles, extra dollars, extra frustration. Anytime, you know, I have seen people try to shortcut. Anytime we've tried to shortcut anything or do something a faster, better, easier way, we always end up getting burned. And it always ends up costing the extra miles, the extra dollars, the extra tears, because it has hurt. And it has hurt big time. I hired somebody to do a like campaign on my one of my Facebook business pages a while ago. And sure, I got a bunch of likes. I got like 2,000 likes on my page. It killed that business page. And it has taken me a long time to figure out how to recover from that, because I got a bunch of people who liked stuff that had absolutely nothing to do with my business. So learn from my mistakes, learn from others' mistakes, and stay on the straight and narrow and stay on the good path for your business. So I hope that this helps. Thank you so much. I love that. Thanks so much. And we hope that you have an awesome night. I will see you guys tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern. Have a great night. Blessings.